Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, fans, now we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four, issue 645, known as The End. That's right, fans. Fantastic Four is coming to an end, and we're not going to see it again, at least for a while. I'm sure it will be back once this movie is over or whatever the case may be. But this is the finale, the end of the Fantastic Four for now. And this run for me has been a very enjoyable run. One of the better Fantastic Four runs in my opinion. I love James Robinson's writing in this book. I love the artistic style from Leonard Kirk. And it's always been an enjoyable issue to read, and I love seeing the build-up throughout this story. Even though it was really one story arc for the most part, it never felt like it dragged on or anything like that in my personal opinion. Now, I know other people are just tired of the Fantastic Four. They're overdone, they're overused, they're outdated, but for this story arc, I've really enjoyed it, and this was the conclusion here. So, art-wise, this is a hefty issue. It's probably about 60 pages. It is a $5.99, so if you are looking to, if you don't want to spend your money on a $6 book, well, this is not for you. But the art in here is really well done. There's some good action scenes. Leonard Kirk's art's always been consistent. I really enjoyed the artwork. There's some great, a lot of action scenes in this book. Lots of battles that go on here between various counterparts and things of that nature between the heroes. I love the way Mr. Fantastic is drawn here. We get to see him do this battle against Quiet Man. And yeah, so visually this book continues to deliver, and then you get kind of like this page right here of the classic Johnny Storm, you know, firing up as the Fantastic Four emblem there. So, all right. So, what did I think of this story? Was it worth $5.99 for this, and was a good conclusion for this book? First of all, when we start in this story, we get to see that our heroes are doing this battle against Psycho Man. That's what's going on in this issue, and you get to see Quiet Man was behind this whole diabolical plot from the get-go to tear apart the Fantastic Four, and he wants to emerge as the hero. He's the one that's going to turn off all the teleportation devices, get rid of all the creatures, and then he's going to be recognized as the hero. But Mr. Fantastic sits there and says, "You're not going to be the hero here." He's like, because Psycho Man has other agenda. He's the one that's going to take over the Earth. He's going to take over everything. So he's like, I guarantee that you're failing. So after some debate here, and some other battles that you see going on between all our characters throughout this book, which is a lot. There's just a lot of action that goes on. Just maybe not really major story plots, but just a lot of battling and a lot of fighting here. You finally get to see the main outcome of Mr. Fantastic and Quiet Man actually trying to work together to solve this conflict. And you see Mr. Fantastic, he winds up saying, you know, no matter what, even though you're helping me now, you're still going to jail, because he caused all this situation. And then there was some help involved with Valeria as well, too, because, you know, they needed this to help stop everything. So what happens in this issue, we wind up seeing that Wyatt and Johnny Storm are working together to try to stop everything that's happening with these bug-like creatures and whatnot. They're trying to close the portal, and the portal winds up closing, and they trap Psycho Man in there, you know, towards the end of the issue. And as Wyatt and Storm, or Johnny Storm, wind up coming through this portal, and he was so close to him, the original, you know, what's it called, Human Torch, it winds up igniting Johnny's powers back, and that's how he winds up getting his powers back. And we witness that here in the issue, and it's like, flame on, you know, and he starts flying around and whatnot. And we wind up seeing that our heroes prevail. Puppet Master never was dead. He was just, it was just a trick, and he was just always in a jail cell, and pretty much everything wound up being forgiven, and everything was hunky-dory, and that's what happens, and that's the end of the issue. So the end of the issue happens, and look, we still have all this left with this issue. So what happens is you wind up getting a backstories, or a little bit other stories here, with Johnny having his powers reunited. It's called Rekindled in here, which was a decent story. You get a little thing that says farewell to the Fantastic Four. You get another story in here with Sue. You get a little bit of a back history of all the issues of the Fantastic Four, so that's really, really cool if you're interested in maybe certain key issues in the run. And then you get this other story that has to do with the Thing in here, and that's pretty much about it. There's your Fantastic Four finale. What did I think about this issue? You know what? I liked it. I enjoyed it. However, I thought maybe there would be a little bit something more, something a little bit more memorable, because as of right now, this is the end of the Fantastic Four, and this was the first Marvel superhero family, and I thought it would be a little bit more emotional, and a little bit more impactful, and it wasn't. It just felt like, that's the end of the story arc, and I was just like, wow, for something that's going away for we don't know how long now, you think there would be something a little bit more. Plus, you're paying the $6 for it. I appreciate the story that was here, but again, I'm not a fan of these little backstories. I would rather see a longer story, and that has more impact on the reader than just these little backup stories. I definitely appreciate the history on key issues here to maybe get a reader to read those past issues, which I think that was a good idea, but I'm not a fan of those backstories. So after reading this one, I'm going to give this one a 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was good. I thought it was above average, but it just couldn't get that 4 and higher mark for me, especially paying $6 for an issue, as in this day and age, we seem to be trending more and more to that $5 mark and pushing that mark and going to $6. So when is it enough when it comes to these high prices for our comic books? So guys, leave me a comment below on what you thought of Fantastic Four, The End, issue number 645. Do you agree with my thoughts on this particular issue and all the statements that I said here? And fans, until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.